ठाकुर की
जय।
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री द्वैधाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की
जय।
पिता गो प्रेमानंदे। All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, Amnam Skandam, creation. The third chapter, Krishna is the source of all incarnations. 27 to 29, 3 verses. Verse 27. Shayo manavo deva manuputra mahaujasa kalaha sarve hare reva saprajapadaya smrudaha. Rishayo manavo deva manuputra mahaujasa kalaha sarve hare reva saprajapadaya smrudaha. Rishayo manavo deva manuputra mahaujasa कलाः सर्वे हरे रेवा सब प्रजापदया स्मृता. Milinda Maji Vaigyo. You can read that.
Yes. रसय मनवो देवा मनुपुत्र महोजसः कलः सर्वे हरेरेवा सप्रजापतयः स्मृतः. Should I read, Guruji?
Uma Maji.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ऋषयो मनवो देवा मनुपुत्रा महौजसः कला सर्वे हरेरेव सप्रजापतयस्मृतः.
Right. Can read that synonyms.
ऋषयोः, all the sages, manavaha, all the manus, deva, all the demigods, manu Putraha, all the descendants of Manu, Mahajasa, very powerful, Kalaha, portion of the plenary portion, Sarve, all collectively, Harehe, of the Lord, Iva, certainly, Sra Prajapatayaha, along with the Prajapatis, Smritaha, are known. Translation. All the rishis, manus, demigods, and descendants of Manu, who are especially powerful, are plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. This also includes the Prajapatis. Purport. Those who are comparatively less powerful are called Vibhuti, and those who are comparatively more powerful are called Avesha incarnations. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Verse number 28. Ede chamchakala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indriyari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayandi Yuge Yuge. Ede chamchakala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayandi Yuge Yuge. Ede chamchakala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayandi Yuge Yuge. Mamaji.
Etecham shakala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrarivyakulam Lokam Mridayandi Yuge Yuge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Melinda Maji.
Ite chamsha kalaha pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Vridayanti Yuge Yuge.
Your voice, big man, looks very distant.
Okay, I'll come up.
Closer to microphone.
Sure. Yes. Ite, all these. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yeah, now audible now. Very
Yes.
clear.
Ite, all these, cha and amsa, plenary portions, kalaha, portions of plenary portions, pumsaha, of the Supreme, Krishnaha, Lord Krishna, tu, but Bhagwan, the personality of Godhead, Swayam, in person, Indra Ari, the enemies of Indra, Vyakulam, disturbed, Lokam, all the planets, Mridayanti gives protection, Yuge Yuge, in different ages. Translation: all of the all of the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord, but Lord Shri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheist. The Lord incarnates to protect the theist. Purport: by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. In this particular stanza, Lord Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is distinguished from other incarnations. He is counted amongst the avatars incarnations because of his causeless mercy. The Lord descends from his transcendental abode. Avatara means one who descends. All the incarnations of the Lord, including the Lord Himself, descend on the different planets of the material world, as also in different species of life to fulfill particular missions. Sometimes He comes Himself, and sometimes His different plenary portions, or parts of the plenary portions, or His differentiated portions, directly or indirectly empowered by Him, descend on this material world to execute certain specific functions. Originally, the Lord is full of all opulences, all prowess, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. When they are partly manifested through the plenary portions or parts of the plenary portions, it should be noted that certain manifestations of his different powers are required for those particular functions. When in a room small electric bulbs are displayed, it does not mean that the electric powerhouse is limited by the small bulbs. The same powerhouse can supply power to operate large scale industries, dynamos, with greater volts. Similarly, the incarnations of the Lord displayed limited powers because so much power is needed at that particular time. For example, Lord Parshuram and Lord Narsimha displayed unusual opulence by killing the disobedient Kshatriyas 21 times and killing the greatly powerful atheist Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that even the demigods and other planets would tremble simply by the unfavorable raising of his eyebrows. The demigods, in the higher level of material existence, many times excel the most well to do human beings in duration of life, beauty, wealth, paraphernalia, and in all other respects. Still, they were afraid of Hiranyakashipu. Thus, we can simply imagine how powerful Hiranyakashipu was in this material world. But even Hiranyakashipu was cut into small pieces by the nail of Lord Narsimha. This means that anyone materially powerful cannot stand the strength of the Lord's nails. Similarly, Jamdagnya displayed the Lord's power to kill all the disobedient king powerfully situated in their respective states. The Lord's empowered incarnation, Narada, and plenary incarnation, Varaha, as well as indirectly empowered Lord Buddha, created faith in the mass of people. The incarnations of Rama and Dhanvantri displayed his fame, and Balram, Mohini, and Vamana exhibited his beauty. Datreya, Dattatreya, Matsya, Kumara, and Kapila exhibited his transcendental knowledge. Nara and Narayana rishis exhibited his renunciation. So, all the different incarnations of the Lord indirectly or directly manifested different features, but Lord Krishna, the primeval Lord, exhibited the complete features of Godhead. And thus it is confirmed that He is the source of all incarnations. And the most extraordinary feature exhibited by Lord Sri Krishna was his internal energetic manifestation of his pastimes with the cowherd girls. His pastime with the gopis are all displays of transcendental existence, bliss, and knowledge. Although these are manifested apparently as sex love, the specific attraction of his pastimes with the gopis should never be misunderstood. The Bhagavatam relates these transcendental pastime in the 10th canto, and in order to reach the position to understand the transcendental nature of the Lord Krishna's pastime with the gopis, the Bhagavatam promotes the student gradually in nine other cantos. According to Srila Jiva Goswami's statement, in accordance with authoritative sources, Lord Krishna is the source of all other incarnations. It is not that Lord Krishna has any source of incarnations. All the symptoms of the supreme truth in full are present in the person of Lord Sri Krishna, and in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord emphatically declares that there is no truth greater than or equal to himself. In this stanza, The word Swayam is particularly mentioned to confirm that Lord Krishna has no other source than himself. Although in other places the incarnations are described as Bhagwan because of their specific functions, nowhere are they declared to be the Supreme Personality. In this stanza, the word Swayam signifies the supremacy as the Samam Bonam. The Samam Bonam, Krishna, is one without a second. He himself has expanded in various parts, portions, and particles as Swayam Rupa, Swayam Prakash, Prakasha, Tad Ekatma, Prabhava, Vaibhava, Vilasa, Avatara, Avesha, and Jivas, all provided with innumerable energies just suitable to the respective persons and personalities. Learned scholars in the transcendental subjects have carefully analyzed the Samam Bonam Krishna to have 64 principal attributes. All the expansions or categories of the Lord possess only some percentage of these attributes. But Sri Krishna is a possessor of the attributes cent percent, and his personal expansions, such as Swayam Prakasha and Tad Ekatma, up to the categories of the avatars, who are all Vishnu Tattva, possess up to 93% of these transcendental attributes. Lord Shiva, who is neither Avatara nor Avesha nor in between them, possess almost 84% of the attributes. But the Jivas, or the individual living entities in different statuses of life, possess up to the limit of 78% of the attributes. In the conditioned states of material existence, the living being possesses these attributes in very minute quantity, varying in terms of the pious life of the living being. The most perfect of living beings is Brahma, the supreme administrator of one universe. He possesses 78% of the attributes in full. All other demigods have the same attributes in less quantity, whereas human beings possess the attributes in very minute quantity. The standard of perfection for a human being is to develop the attributes up to 78% in full. The living being can never possess attributes like Shiva, Vishnu, or Lord Krishna. A living being can become godly by developing the 78% transcendental attributes in fullness, but he can never become a god like Shiva, Vishnu, or Krishna. He can become a Brahma in a due course. The godly living beings, who are all residents of the planets in the spiritual sky, are eternal associates of God in different spiritual planets called Haridama and Maheshadama. The abode of Lord Krishna above all spiritual planets is called Krishna Loka or Goloka Vrindavana, and the perfected living beings, by developing 78% of the above attributes in fullness, can enter the planet of Krishna Loka after leaving the present material body. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Text 29. Janma guhyam bhagavado ya edat prayado nara sayam padragunan bhaktya dukkha grama vimuchyate. Janma guhyam bhagavato ya edat prayado nara sayam padragunan bhaktya dukkha grama vimuchyate. Janma guhyam bhagavato ya edat prayado nara sayam prata grunan bhaktya dukkha grama vimuchyate. Yes, Melinda Maji.
Hare Krishna. Janma goyam bhagavato ye etat prayato naraha sayam pratar granan bhaktya dukkha gramad vimuchyate. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Uma Maji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Janmam
Krishna.
guhyam bhagavato ya edat prayato naraha sayam pradar granan bhaktya dukkha gramatyumuchyate. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Maji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
Hare Krishna.
जन्म गुह्यं भगवतो य एतल्प्रयतो नरा सायं प्रातर्गृणन् भक्त्या दुःखग्रामाद्विमुच्यते हरे कृष्ण प्रभु
Snigdha Maji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। जन्म गुह्यं भगवतो य एतत् प्रयतो नरः सायं प्रातः गृह्णन् भक्त्या दुःखग्रामाद् विमुच्यते। May I read the synonyms, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Janma, birth, Guyam, mysterious, Bhagavatah, of the Lord, Ya, one, Etad, all these, Prayatah, carefully, Naraha, man, Sayam, evening, Pratah, morning, Grinan, recites, Bhaktya, with devotion, Dukkha Gramat, from all miseries, Vimuchyate, gets relief from. Translation: whoever carefully recites the mysterious appearances of the Lord with devotion in the morning and in the evening gets relief from all miseries of life. Purport: His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In the Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead has declared that anyone who knows the principles of the transcendental birth and activities of the Lord will go back to Godhead after being relieved from this material tabernacle. So, simply knowing factually the mysterious way of the Lord's incarnation in this material world can liberate one from material bondage. Therefore, the birth and the activities of the Lord is manifested by him for the welfare of the people in general are not ordinary. They are mysterious, and only by those who carefully try to go deep into the matter by spiritual devotion is the mystery discovered. Thus, one gets liberation from material bondage. It is advised, therefore, that one who simply recites this chapter of Bhagavatam describing the appearance of the Lord in different incarnations in sincerity and devotion can have insight into the birth and activities of the Lord. The very word Vimukti or liberation indicates that the Lord's birth and activities are all transcendental, otherwise, simply by reciting them, one could not attain liberation. They are therefore mysterious, and those who do not follow the prescribed regulations of devotional service are not entitled to enter into the mysteries of his birth and activities. Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakhaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandhigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapatagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvedam Tavdhudam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri
He Krishna
Namo
Karuna
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami
Nami.
Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatagini Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati Nami Vashavana Vidaityaya Kripale Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadaine Prabhave Namam Madhurya Jala Premadhya Rubhanuga Bhaktidam Gaura Shakti Sarubhaya Gavibhasmase Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinadarine Shri Rubhanuga Viridhapa Siddhanta Dvandaharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambra Sambode Padambuje Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Surubaya Rubanugayate Gaura Virbhava Bhume Samnirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhaumoshi Jagannathaya Te Namaha Shri Rupa Sanatanam Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Echai Goshai Kori Charan Bandhan Jaham Hote Vignash Abhishtabur Pancha Kalpadrubhasya Kripa Sindhu Vyevacham Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namah Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarubaswarubhagam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktigam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagalpade Govesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Mastu Jedam Sirdopango Mama Mandamade Gadir Mat Sarva Supadam Bojo Radha Madan Mohano Divya Vrindaran Nekalpa Rumada Shriman Nagar Simhasanasto Shrimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prashtalavi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasarasarambi Vamshi Vadat Tadastidha
Karshan Venu
Harshan Venuswaner Gopi Vinadashrietunam Taptaganjana Gaurangi Radhe Kundavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gauravaktani
Vrinda
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. This is a full-fledged pranam mantras.
This is Mangalacharan, Prabhuji.
Yeah, everything is included. Mangalacharan.
How can we get this, download this?
It is there in Kirtan book, no? Kirtan book is there.
Okay.
Kirtan book.
Vaishnava
It is there.
Vaishnava
Vaishnava Kirtan book is there. That you will find it. Anyway,
Okay, Prabhu.
just let me see if it is there in net.
It's there online, Prabhuji. I'll share that link on this chat. You can.
Yes,
Fine.
yes, Mataji, please.
I
share.
shared it already. You can.
Yes, she has already done that.
Already done.
Right. Thank you very much. So, Rishaya Manamo Deva Manuputra Mahaujasa Kala Sarve Hare Reva Sa Prajapadaya Smudha. All the rishis, Manus, demigods, and descendants of Manu, who are specially powerful, are plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. This includes the Prajapatis. So, 22 incarnation of the Lord, a Supreme Personality of Godhead, detailed in this chapter. Around that, Krishna is considered to be Supreme Personality himself. Now, here it says that these are all plenary portions. Now, all these Rishas, Prajapatis, everything are emanated from Krishna alone. So, verse number 2 of 10th chapter says, Name vidu suragana prabhavam namaksha maharshaya am adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha. So, Krishna emphatically states that neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin, because I was there before. I was only in the beginning, only Krishna was there. So how could people who have come later know about their predecessors unless the predecessor himself explains this? Suppose there is a grandfather in your house. The grandfather can speak about himself, then his sons, then grandsons, and that way the son and grandsons will know about grandfather and all the things. The son or the grandson cannot explain as clearly as grandfather, because he is the origin. Like that, Krishna is the origin, and from him came everyone, the Rishiyas, that is saintly people, saints, munis, rishis, the demigods, everything emanated from Krishna, as well as Prajapatis also. So in verse number 6, the same chapter, Krishna will again say that Maharshaya Sapta Purve Chatwari Bhagavad Manavasada Madbhava Manasa Jada Yesham Loga Ima Praja. Maharshaya Sapta, 7 rishis. Chatwaro, Chatwar means 4 Kumaras, the first sons of Brahma, and the 14 Manus are the Prajavatis, then totally 25 are the original Prajavatis, which have been generated from out of my mind only. So they're all parts, portions and portions of Krishna according to a gradation of the Vibhutis. So many incarnations are the gradation of incarnations are given in the next verse. Like we have a Swayam Dhruva, Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Dhruva is Balram only, and Swayam Prakasha like that, the Narayana forms. Then Tadegatma, Prabhava, Vaibhava, Vilasa, Vadara, Avesha, Jiva, etc. These are all incarnations of the Lord. So we have to understand that Krishna is the original source of all incarnations. And then he stated in the next verse, says that Egiri Chamsa Kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Logam Mridayandi Yuge Yuge. All the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord, but Lord Shri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planet whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnates to protect the theists. So avatara means one who descends. One who descends. Incarnation avatara. Avatara means one who descends from spiritual world to the material world. So in this gateway of all the in this borderline of spiritual world and the material world, we have the Vishnu forms, and as these avataras are descending, they are passing through the gate of Vishnu. So that is why we feel that all the avataras are coming from Vishnu only. The general belief is that the Dashavatara, normally people speak of Dashavatara only. Dashavataras are avataras of Vishnu only. But as per Srimad Bhagavatam, can very well see that actually there are 22 primary expansions, incarnations are there. Apart from that, there are so many millions and millions and trillions of incarnations appearing in all the species of life. The Devas, the Manushas, the Naras, the animal kingdom, everywhere you'll find incarnations. But everything is emanating from Krishna only. So these 22 incarnations which is mentioned in this chapter have appeared in the material world to fulfill some particular purpose. To fulfill some particular purpose. They are there to fulfill their particular purpose and then they go back. It should be understood that all the Vishnu Tattva expansions are as powerful as Krishna himself, because there is no difference between Krishna and the Vishnu Tattva. Although some differences are there that we will mention towards the end. Srimad Brahma Samhita states, Deeparchdeva hi dashamdaram abhyupetya deepayade vivrudahedu samana dharma yastadayeva hi vishnutaya vibhadi govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Suppose there is an original lamp, original candle is there, and other candles are lit from this particular original candles. All the candles ablaze and the look appears to be same. But there is an original candle is there. And Krishna is the original candle, and other candles are the Narayana forms or the Vishnu Tattvas. So when these incarnations like Vamana, Narasimha, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, when they descend, Parashurama, etc., when they descend, they are here to fulfill some particular purpose. So they exhibit only the limited varieties of his opulence. Like we know that there's Shadaishwarya, Krishna is full of complete with Shadaishwaryas. And these incarnations exhibit only one portion of this opulence. Srila Prabhupada has given a very beautiful analogy. He says that in a room, there is a small electric bulb, we say. But that doesn't mean that the source of this electricity of electric bulb is coming from the powerhouse. So we should not be under impression that the powerhouse can only produce that much amount of electricity which can light a small bulb. The same powerhouse can supply electricity to thousands of big industries, thousands and thousands of buildings, wherever it is required. But in the particular room, we find the bulb is same. Same way, the incarnations actually the powerhouse, but they are exhibited strength in the form of bulb. So Srila Prabhupada mentions which are the particular aspects of the Shadaishwarya, which is exhibited by the different incarnations. For example, Narasimha and Parashurama, they displayed valor, virya. Which are the Shadaishwaryas?
Sambatta, Shakti, Yashassa, Saundaryam, Jnanam, Tyagam.
Yes. That means
Means complete sup.
which is incomplete. It's complete means samagra. Samagra means total. It's not material thing. It is not comparative thing. It is absolute terms. It is absolute. So we have this power. You have the fame. You have this beauty, intelligence, renunciation. Hello, yes, Melinda Maji.
No. I was just saying beauty. I was just saying helping you out. Nothing, Prabhuji.
Yes, that's good. So that means these incarnations are exhibiting some of these qualities, one particular quality maybe. So for example, Vidya. So Vidya is exhibited by Parashurama and Lord Narasimha. Parashurama, he have 21 times he went around this world and killed all the disobedient Kshatriya kings. Here Parashurama is called as Jamadagneya. Jamadagni is a rishi. Jamadagni is a rishi whose son is Parashurama, so he's known as Jamadagneya also. And Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that he could do all the three. And all the lords, all the devas who were very powerful, they were just terrorized by Hiranyakashipu that even when he says unfavorable raising of eyebrow, means suppose Hiranyakashipu is not happy with the devas, he may raise his eyebrow and these people will start trembling. But the very powerful Hiranyakashipu was torn into small pieces by the Lord. So that means however very strong you may be, our intelligent, our rich, opulent, you cannot be compared with the absolute Krishna. Then we have Maharaja and the incarnation Varaha as an indirectly empowered by Lord Buddha. They exhibited knowledge, or they proposed some like yogas, like Narada, Bhakti Yoga, and Buddha preached What did Buddha preach?
Bodhisattva.
Yeah, ahimsa. Bodhisattva, ahimsa. Ahimsa is a normally Buddha is connected to Bodhisattva. Sorry, ahimsa. Of course, they have their own philosophy. That is different. Then incarnation of Rama, then they exhibited his fame. Balrama, Mohini, and Vamana exhibited his beauty. But Balrama, of course, is also full-fledged. Then Malsyavadara, Kapila, etc., they exhibited jnana. Narayana Rishi exhibited renunciation. But Krishna, when he appeared, he exhibited all these qualities completely in full. That is why Krishna is considered to be the incarnation. He is the source of all incarnation. He is called Avatari, not Avatara. He is Avatari. And his extraordinary dealings with gopis. Nowhere in the scriptures you can find this kind of rasas. If you search all the Puranas, all scriptures, nowhere you can find this matching leelas. Anyway, this is called Rasa Panchadhyaya in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. These chapters. The 10th chapter contains 90 chapters. This is Rasa Panchadhyaya. It's very, very famous. Most mysterious, confidential, transcendental, and full of rasas, which we can understand only when you very systematically read and understand one by one all the cantos up to the 10th canto. Srila Prabhupada several times warns us that you should not jump immediately to 10th canto. Some unscrupulous people, they jump to the 10th canto straight away and read this Rasa Panchadhyaya, and they become very lusty and not understanding anything about this, and they accuse Krishna of so many things. So, not only many sages, the scriptures, sages, everybody, they proclaim Krishna to the highest truth. So that's why we accept Krishna to the highest. Many Puranas, they glorify many people, Shiva, Skanda, Surya, Durga, Ganesha, Brahma also. But not to the full extent, not to a complete extent, especially when these are rasas. And how these are degraded, gradation is done. The gradation is done in terms of qualities. Krishna is accepted as Sonam Gunam or Supreme Personality of Godhead on the basis of qualities. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu or Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has detailed 64 qualities of Krishna. 64 qualities of Krishna. And of these 64 qualities, the Narayana forms of Vishnu Tattvas, they have 60. So that is why when you take in terms of percentage, it is mentioned here that the Narayana forms of the Vishnu Tattva expansions, incarnations, they possess 93%. So 60 divided by 100 into 64, 64 divided by 100 into 60 will give you 93%. 100 divided by 64 into 60. Somebody can calculate 100 divided by 64 into 60. Around 93.75. Normally called as 94%. Now, the Shiva Tattva, they have 55. Shiva Tattva enjoy 55 of these qualities. So again, same way, you calculate 100 divided by 64 into 55, you get 85%. And the Jiva Tattwas, Jiva expansions, they have 50. $100 divided by 64 into 50, 78%. That's why you'll find this text. The Narayana forms have 94%, Shiva has 85%, and the Jiva Tattva 78%. The four qualities which Krishna possesses in addition to Narayana forms, these are the four qualities are, he is a possessor, he is a performer of superhuman activities. 1. 2 is always surrounded by devotees. 3, he is a player of flute, wonderful player of flute. And 4th is his unsurpassable beauty. So these four qualities, additional Krishna possesses from the Narayana forms. Narayana forms have got 60 qualities, which Shiva has got 55, and the Jivas have 78%. Now, even these 78% Jivas is that they have these 50 qualities. 78 means 50 qualities. 50 qualities, but not in full. Not in full. Persons like us, we have also 50 qualities, but in very insignificant portion.
Prabhuji, Jiva Tattva example is incarnations.
Jiva Tattva is also incarnation in the what do you call? You have this Swayam and this called Apara. What do you call? External incarnation. So I'm forgetting that. Yeah, Swamsham and Vibhinamsham. Swamsha and Vibhinamsha. Vishnu Tattva are Swamshas. Vishnu Tattva incarnations are the Swamshas.
Yes.
Coming from his inner potency. And Vibhinamsha is a Jiva Tattva. So that way, Jivas are considered to be incarnations in the Vibhinamsha. Why Avatar? Why Avataras? Because everything is coming ultimately from Krishna only. So they are also considered as portions and small portions, kalas and vibhudis of Krishna. That way. But don't be under the impression that when somebody says that Jivas also is a expansion of Krishna in the Vibhinamshas, doesn't mean that they possess the same thing. Now, when people generally speak out, some people as Bhagavan, they try to equate him to the Supreme Lord. But Srimad Bhagavatam doesn't say that way. It says that the Jiva Tattvas are incarnations in his Vibhinamsha expansions. They have some vibhudis. They possess up to 50 qualities out of the total 64. And that also not in full. The Jiva who possesses these 50 qualities in full is Brahma. So Brahma is a Jiva Tattva only. Shiva is in special categories. Neither the we consider the Narayana Tattva or Vishnu Tattva, no Jiva Tattva. Is somewhere in between. Is that clear now?
Yes, Prabhuji. Then example of Jiva Tattva is all the incarnations of Lord Vishnu, like Varaha,
No. Narada, exactly.
Narada, yes,
Narada is, that four
Kumaras,
Kumaras,
yes,
Kumaras.
yes, Kapila Muni, all this.
Kapila Muni, no. Kapila Muni is Vishnu Tattva only.
Okay,
We have Prithu Maharaja also. Prithu is a
yes,
direct, and see, even Vibhutis also there is direct and indirect. So
yes,
Prithu Maharaj is a direct, while Narada and indirect.
okay,
So that's why so many different gradations are there in the avatars. But when you
yes,
speak about these Vibhinamsha Jiva Tattva expansions, they possess
yes,
40%, but not in full. But the Jiva who possesses the 50 qualities in full is a Brahma.
yes,
That's why Jiva can be if he becomes very perfect, he can attain the post of Brahma. But he can now be elevated to Shiva, not to Narayana. Up to Brahma, he can be Brahma. If you want to decide you want to be Brahma, means you can have very austerities should be there. And if you do have austerities, then maybe there's 100, so many things are required, austerities are required before one person becomes a Brahma. Anyway, still he cannot be Shiva Tattva. But the beauty is that even if you remain as a Jiva Tattva only, but you are taught devotee to devotee Krishna and serve him, you can be promoted to his Dham, Golok Vrindavan. So you can be resident of Golok Vrindavan in the spiritual side as eternal associate of God. And according to our inclinations, suppose you are attracted to the four-arm features of Krishna, like Vishnu Narayana expansions, you can reside in this Vaikuntha, where in every Vaikuntha universe, there is one incarnation of Narayana. So you can just imagine how many Narayana forms are there. You know, this material world is innumerable universes are there, trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of universes in the material world. And it's in a way of understanding these universes in the material world is only one-fourth of that is remaining in spiritual
spiritual world.
whichever is
Yes,
3/4.
yes,
You can imagine this only compares. Actually, spiritual world is absolute. For understanding, we say that 1/4 is in the material world and 3/4 is in spiritual world. Egamshena sthido jagada Krishna says, Ada bahunedena kim yadavyam tavarjuna Vishtabhyaham am sarvam egamshena sthido jagat. The last verse of the 10th verse, the 10th chapter. What is the use of understanding? What is the benefit of understanding all these Arjuna, all the opulences? Krishna speaking of so many opulences in the 10th chapter. And after narrating so many opulences, he says, what is the use of understanding all these benefits, incarnations? There are so many. Then he says that I'm supporting the whole world, just one fraction of my energy. So to understanding, we say that is the 3/4 is in spiritual world and 1/4 is in material world. And the 3/4, there are so many universes, and each and every universe there is a Narayana form. So you are interested, you are attracted to Narayana forms, you can reside one of this one. If you are attracted to the two-armed Krishna, you can reside Golok.
But to recite there, Prabhuji, you need to get 70%, right?
No, it is not necessary. If you are not 78% is say that 50 qualities we possess, but in minute qualities only, not in full. The person who possesses all the 50 qualities in full, that is full 78, that is Brahma. But you need not be Brahma. There's no need for you to Brahma. You just be a devotee, nicely serve Krishna, nicely serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. and all the ways and instruction of the Acharya, you can easily gain position in Golokunda. Now,
Guruji.
suppose you are given a choice that opportunity is there for you to learn all the qualities full and be a Brahma, or you just don't do that, but you are promoted Gola Govindan. Which one you take?
Golok Vrindavan, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
I don't know what Brahma first.
Being Brahma is not a small thing, Madaji.
I
Very
know,
powerful.
Prabhuji, but it's not interesting for me.
You're not very interested. You're not interested.
But Prabhuji, we are so descended and we are so lower form, we will not think of that. Neither Brahma nor Golok Vrindavan.
Don't be,
We are the sinful persons only.
don't be so hard on yourself. What you do is you rely on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In
Yes.
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, 14th chapter, very first verse. Let me see if I can find that once again. Hold on. There are two ways of going there. CC Adi 14.1. Yes. 14.1. Kada Anjana Smrde Yasmin Dushkaram Sugaram Bhave Vismrde Viparitam Syam Sri Chaitanyam Namamitam. It's a very beautiful verse. It says that things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one somehow or other simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You getting this? Things that are very difficult to do. Now, for us, gaining an entry to Golok Vrindavan is very, very difficult, like you rightly said. But if you pray for the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, somehow or other remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it becomes very easy. But if one does not remember him, even easy things becomes very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances. I'll share this verse.
Where is this verse, Prabhuji?
This Adi Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter number 14, verse number 1.
Okay.
Yes, I've shared it in the group. You can go through that. So that means, see, we are always optimistic. No, this is beauty of our parampara is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we come in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's parampara, and so we can always learn Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And whatever we wish spiritually, we can attain because of the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? So verse number 29, Janma Guhyam Bhagavado Ya Edat Predo Nara Sayam Pada Gnan Bhaktya Dukha Gramam Vimuchyade. Whoever carefully recites the mysterious appearance of Lord with devotion in morning and the evening gets relief from all the miseries of life. So, in every way, you'll find the Bhalashruti is there. Before reading, so many, you can find so many narrations in Srimad Bhagavatam. And after the end of each narration, you'll find that if you read this, you'll have benefits, such and such a benefit accrue on us. So here, this is directly related to Krishna. And if you read this chapter containing the 22 incarnations of the Lord, you will be relieved from all the miseries of life, the Tapatraya, Adibhaudigam, Adhyatma, Adibhaudikam, and Adidevikam. All the three
Adhyatmic.
will be relieved. And Vimukti means special type of mukti. Mukti is liberation. Vimukti means when you are liberated from all this dukkha, plus you gain the lotus feet of Krishna. You get shelter under lotus feet of Krishna. So this is the best Balashruti you can ever have. The same Balashruti is given in the verse number 9 of 4th chapter, where it says, Janma karmam chayo, Janma karmacham devi divyam, evam yo veti tattudaha, tektva deham punarjanma, neti mame sorjana. One who precisely understands the philosophy, the tattva, the siddhanta of Krishna siddhanta, of Krishna tattva, precisely regarding his incarnation and his wonderful activities. That person, upon leaving his body, will never again return to material world, but gain entry into the Golakunda. So these are not ordinary. Krishna's activities are not ordinary. And these understood best, precise people in the Parampara. Others who are outside the Parampara, they may have some idea of who Krishna is, but never in full. So they create their own ideas and they explain in their own way. And they claim that they are also Krishna devotees. In one way, yes, they are Krishna devotees. But since they are not perfect in the Siddhanta, they may do some mistakes also and may end in offenses also. So it's very important that you should belong to Parampara only. You should understand the thing, and then only you can understand this perfect. They are mysterious. All the incarnations, all the activities of incarnations, especially of Krishna, they are mysterious or very confidential, cannot be understood unless we have a proper spiritual master. And again, we are very fortunate that we have Srila Prabhupada. Because of Srila Prabhupada only, all of us are not together. Otherwise, now be so many persons scattered all over the world. How they can ever be hopeful of gaining into Golok Vrindavan? I mean, forget about gaining into Golok Vrindavan. A relief from this misery is also not possible. So this is the greatest service which Srila Prabhupada has done to the whole world. Nobody understands to what great extent Srila Prabhupada and how much we owe, whole world owes him so much debt, indebted to Srila Prabhupada. Because of his books, this still continuing. While he was present, yes, impact was there. The impact is now continuing through his books also. So many jivas are getting to know what is Krishna consciousness. And it is our duty also, one who has gotten to Krishna consciousness, preach Krishna consciousness to others. So I expect all of you who are reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, once you, even in between also, even now also you can start giving small classes. Give some scripts, some what you call the shorts, these reels, and distribute it in your groups. Do that seva. Because this is the way one we can repay our debt to Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so next class, we'll go again deep into the 28th verse. 28th verse is very important. H.G.Satyavrta has written a 9-page purport on this. So we'll discuss part of that in tomorrow's class. Okay. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any clarification you need?
Guruji, extra quality of Krishna, you said 4 qualities.
Yes.
Superhuman activities. The next
First is superhuman activities.
then Always surrounded by devotees. Fruit of
Yes.
prayers. Fourth one.
Because Krishna, you can now see Krishna alone. At least one cow will be there at least with him.
Last one I missed. Fourth
Third
one.
one you have got?
Fourth, fruit of all prayers.
Yeah, third one is a prayer of fruit. And fourth one is his unsurpassable beauty.
Yes.
Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Visheshasha Brahma Samaya says Kandarpa Koti Kamani. Kandarpa means the Kamadeva. And if you, and he's supposed to be most beautiful. And if you have 1 crore of Kandarpa, beauty of 1 crore, 1 crore of Kandarpa, put in one place, I mean, essence of that is Krishna's beauty.
Thank you, Guruji.
Right. 64 qualities also we can give. And then Radharani also having 64 qualities. This 64 qualities is mentioned in this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu of Rupa Goswami.
Rupa Goswami.
Rupa Goswami.
Says,
Yes.
they have written commentaries. The rest of the parampara. Rupa Goswami has written Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and even Chaitanya
He has so many books. He has written so many books. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, then Bhudeshamrta Mandra, Ujjala Neelamani, Vidagdha Madhava, Ledda Madhava. So many books he has written. Out of the most famous is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
All these books are available. Srila Prabhupada has given translation of these books. Not Ujjala Neelamani and all that, but Bhakti
Written
Rasamrita Sindhu, and you have Bhudeshamrta also. Next of instruction.
It's clear. The other one was translation. And one is commentary, I think. One more.
First, we should read Nectar of Instruction. It's a must-read book. It's only 11 verses, but so beautifully constructed that from a level of a low, middle level, that is Madhyama Adhikari, how you can elevate yourself to the highest Uttama Adhikari state.
Nectar of prayer.
Yes, Prabhuji, I've started reading Nectar of Instructions.
We both. Once, 2 times we were taken a seminar on Nectar of Instruction. Let this work of temple be over, then we'll start again.
Yes. Also, Prabhuji, I don't know, my office, they set a time for every Thursday recurring meeting around this time only. I requested, but they're not adjusting it. So I think Thursday's class I won't be able to attend, Prabhuji, from tomorrow.
It's very sad.
Yeah, I know. I tried all that I could, but they're making it mandatory.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, Prabhuji, even
You can
I
have that link is there. You can forward the link.
yeah,
Your
but it's
names.
different when it's in person. Yeah,
Huh?
it's different. It's different when in
Yeah,
person.
yeah. Live interaction will not be there.
Yeah. Yeah, even I'm not happy with it, Prabhuji.
Anyway, you pray to Krishna, maybe they'll change the
Yeah,
timing. At
I'm
least the
doing
day.
that. And I'll do that.
Right. Thank you very much. Panchakalpadurvasya kripa sindhu vyeva cha patidanam pavane Vaishnavibhyo